Well, the business is not seeing its best days. We had the worst first quarter in the last 8 years. Box shipments are down over the last 2 years, almost 10%. And maybe there's some silver lining because the second quarter, statistically speaking, over the last 30 years has more often than not been a better quarter than the first. So we do see maybe there's going to be an increase. On average, increase was 3.2%, like I said, over the last 30 years. However, given the backdrop that we're seeing in the broader economy, we think we're going to see a more muted increase, maybe more like 1% sequentially, which would still be a year-over-year decline of about 1%.
So, Ryan, I know you and other analysts and investors look at the year-on-year kind of growth rates, and that's kind of big. Just give us a sense of the absolute numbers, like how many boxes, whatever units you use, are being used like today versus 2019.
Yeah, so in one of the best terms is in billions of square feet, right? So when you were to, if you were to take a box and unfold it and lay it out flat, you just do length and width and all that.
That's
so
what I do when the boxes come. It's my job to break them down.
Of course, understood.
Well, yeah, you got to flatten them and then put them in your recycling bin.
Yeah, John Tucker doesn't do that. Just throws them in the recycling.
Well, I try to think outside of the box.
Oh, no, Ryan.
All right, Ryan, let's get back to it. Just again, today's demand versus, pre-pandemic.
Yeah, so in 2019, that volume was like 393 billion square feet, right? A big number. During the pandemic, it grew to 416 billion square feet. Last year, it fell to 380. And this year, our projections, our mid-year outlook says it's going to fall again to about 376. Again, a slight decline over last year. We're just not seeing super strong economic signals. And our box, so our box producers, Green Markets is a Bloomberg company. They go out and they survey box producers all across the U.S. and they have a good signal, right? The signal right now is that the second quarter could be up as much as 3.5%, which is in line with the statistics we've seen over time. However, again, first quarter was down substantially. So we think there's some optimism error, and we would guide down based on that known optimism error.
Ryan, this is a really dumb question, but I feel like the trend is don't ship stuff in a box. Like I can order from different places that shoes, I agree that they're in a shoe box, but you don't put them in like another box. You just ship that shoe box. Is that eating into this market at all?
It certainly is. And I could talk for an hour about this, but I won't. But yes, you're exactly right. There's a definite move by brands to reduce their waste and become more sustainable. So you are seeing companies like Amazon utilize paper bags and things like that.
So talk to us about the green options out there. What are the green options?
Well, it depends on what you mean by green, right?
So there are two main
so there are two main initiatives, right? So the first green initiative is to find something that's more circular in nature, like a paper bag, because most people identify paper as a more sustainable, more circular option. Now, if you're looking at the data, that paper may have a higher greenhouse gas emission index. So while it's more circular, it's going to have its trade-offs. If you're looking for chasing a greenhouse gas initiative, maybe you're going to a plastic, something that's lighter in weight. Very broadly speaking, greenhouse gas emissions follow weight. So if you're using a very lightweight paper or plastic bag, it will likely have a lower GHG emission, but it's less circular. So it really depends on the goal of the company.
Are people willing to pay more for greener packaging? Do we know that yet?
They say they are.
Yeah.
They say they are, but no one really is. I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's just opinion, and it doesn't really mean anything.